Heavens are elevated seat for separated people. That's where I am. And let me bless you by saying to you, the glory of your life is in your separation. If you don't know your separation, then you don't know your destiny. Every destiny commands separation. God does not bring men to preeminence until he separates them. Your prosperity is not as important as your separation. Something that made you different from other women must not be trifled with. If you trifle with that, then you will disappear. In chapter 4, verse 1 of Revelation, he said, come up hither. That is separation. After this, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice Peter heard was as it were a trumpet of him. He said, come up. That is, come up hither. Come up hither. In chapter 21, verse 5 of Revelation, he said, him that sat on the throne. That is, that a man that is sitting on a elevated seat. Hear me. God does not start journey of greatness with you without separating you. He that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. So making all things new can only be possible in the place of elevation. Satan is against your elevation. That is why he is fighting against your separation. Let me be what I said before. Your prosperity is not as important as your separation. Because all the men that are great know why they are. Wait. When Samuel got to the house of Jesse, David was not around. What took him out was separation. Every other person, his brothers, all of them were in the house now. But because David was meant for throne, he went about throne business. They sold Joseph because Joseph don't need to be around. He was meant for throne, so they sold him. They took Jesus and to the hill of Calvary, and there they crucified him. They have to, the Bible says, in the public eyes. They separated him for throne. The beginning of that journey into elevation is in separation. That is why that time after you have become immortal, you went to your sisters and brothers and you're hiding who you are. You came to them as if though you have not changed. You're hiding your treasure. In case you don't know, if you had a big car that is about 150 million or 200 million, you will still drive it to them to show them that you have it. But now you went to them and hid something that is more than car, because you don't value your separation. Do you know what it means for you to be with the guardian angel of immortality? That is the angel that with you as you're with them forbids death. And that angel is asking you, speak my word and I'll put mark on them. And you close your mouth. close your mouth? Has anybody gotten anything and he didn't show it? Do you know what it means for me to understand? Do you know how much I have paid? Do you know how much I have paid to know some things? Did Jesus not die to open that book? Why will you trifle with something that you know after you have paid so much to know it? Leaving your house yesterday and today and this week to sit down here, why will you joke with it? If God wants to joke with it concerning you, he will ask me to preach these messages I'm preaching. There is separation before elevation. He that sat on the throne, he said to me, he said there is a word that doesn't have death in it. And then he said, preach it. That is a word that the angel of death will hear. And the angel will fear. Just a word. Because every blade has an inscription. I say every blade has inscription. In chapter 4:12 of Hebrews. Now that inscription represents the energy and the power. I mean the kinetic energy of the sword. So I care about the inscription of the word that come out of my mouth. If you look at the book of John chapter 10 verse number 36. He says, say ye of him who the Father have sanctified. And the word sanctify means you are now different. When I say something about bread, I mean sanctification. What qualified me to be shepherd is not human. I say it's not. No, it's not human. It's a sanctification. It is a separation. There cannot be ordination without separation. And then without contact. When God was about to make Saul king, he caused the ass of Kish to be lost. And then pulled Saul. Made him to eat meal with Samuel. He pulled Saul out. Gave him a contact. Did he not touch you? That when Saul turned from Samuel, he made prophets coming down from the hill. And Saul danced their dance and prophesied. Because the breath of Samuel entered into Saul. Is going on now in the realm of the spirit. The angel of this breath have to go to people's houses into far countries to give birth to new children after this order. There are children after this order because they are given birth by this breath. They cannot live ordinary lives. Some people are positioned all over the world to give birth to children that can end the work of darkness on earth. They will have hatred both for sin, death and Satan. It will be their anger, will be in their spirit to bring to pass the eternal purpose of God. So he said, I should tell you about that elevation. The capital assignment of the visionary spirit or the higher incarnate spirit is to pull you from your brothers, is to pull you from your sisters, is to say, come out from among them and be ye separate. And then do not touch the unclean things. And then makes you very gracious. So they sold Joseph because he must not be among them. So they killed Jesus. So they separated Esther. And Joseph went to Egypt and became a prime minister by separation. Don't forget, 13 years he was not. But for 30 years he was in a journey of separation. You might be hearing me and you are in a journey of separation. Don't make a mistake. The time of that journey is a silent year. It's silent years. If you don't know about it, then I'm not the one that will tell you. All the men that came to throne were separated, and they were in a journey in what is called silent years. The 13 years when what God has told you has not happened. I said the 13 years when what God told you hasn't happened. Because you are in the path. You are going to somewhere but you have not arrived. So people can mock you and say you didn't hear anything. People can despise you and say you didn't see anything. My word is not enough. Only my word. You have to know that you are by yourself in a path of honor, because you're going to be meeting the angel of that path, the people of that path. The grace of the path will be with you in the path because you know the path. Excuse me, I prefer to stay in a path unblessed than to be wandering up and down like a vulture looking for something that fell on the path to eat. What will I be doing with that? Am I not enduring something in a path? And then if I am sustained, you will be sustained. We will wait together until our time comes. In Psalm 105, the Bible said they put fetters upon Joseph, but a day came when his time came. The Bible said they lose him. And then he started teaching senators wisdom. So some people want to be enthroned in their making time. I give you this word. Every throne is forged in a path. So when you are in the path, the throne is already with you in it. Because it is in that path you're forging it. No, it is in that path. The stability that can make you sit upon the throne comes from the pain of patience and encounter. I said the stability that can sustain you on a high place is given to you on that path. I mean the stability. I said the stability. The stability that should sustain somebody where? On a path. Is forged in the mental base of that man in that path. Forging that mental stability is more important than the throne. Because the throne is there already for you, but you have to qualify. Because it is precarious to bring somebody who is not much of a throne into it. God will not think of doing it. So David was anointed in the midst of his brethren in 1 Samuel chapter 16. And the guy waited for another 13 years. He waited in separation in a known part. So the Lord asked me to say to you, he that come from above is above all, because he is heavenly. Is heavenly. I told intercessors in the morning when I came to admonish them. I told them, I said, divinity cannot be replaced with material things. So that a man is rich does not mean divine. And can pastors reduce noise? Can they reduce their noise about how prosperous they are? To be a servant of God is more serious than having ordinary money. Let me say it again. To be an envoy of the last spirit is more serious. Somebody don't need to be in church to be rich. You don't need to know God to be rich. But divinity is the greatest blessing God gives to men. It's an act of separation. I will share with you my divine nature. And how can divinity be subjected to caricature? If the divinity is there, divinity will not take shame. That is why he said, I will give you all things that pertain to life and godliness. I will give you. He said, because you are now a partaker of divine nature. So how can somebody who partakes in divine nature be subdued? I will partake in divine nature and I'll be looking for money to buy cement. It will never happen. I'll be looking for divine nature and I don't believe myself. I will show you. He's not around. He's dead. Agent of the devil, small devil. Why Satan is making caricature of pastors? It is because they are distracted also into looking for money. So they go to their churches and they crown iniquity because of materialism. I said they put crown. They put crown on iniquity. They reduce divine standard. So the flames reduce. That is why they bring doctor into the family to come and check everybody. You're a pastor, you have son, and then you brought a doctor into the house and said today is family checkup. And the man bring nonsense strange in your house and be putting up on divine body. If you are checked, it's because you are afraid. And divinity will never fear. So you brought the man and said, everybody, today is Thursday. The first doctor that came, doctor, which somebody who is not a member of our church, Tijani. Dr. Abdullahi is going to come. He specializes in heart for Thursday. So he's going to check everybody's heart. And then the man came and said, breathe in and out. You're breathing and out. You want to escape? God is the only person who can preserve men. Chuku. So we cannot do something for fear. And then when he come, he said on Saturday, the doctor, general doctor, the one that check heart has gone. The general doctor man can check nose, man can check high BP, man can check typhoid. If you go to hospital, an African man, and doctor look at you and say you have typhoid, you have malaria. These are natural sickness that are with every African man. Nothing is wrong with you. If the man told you that you have these two things, every African man has these two things. If doctor check you and said that you have typhoid, you have malaria, it means that you are okay. Tell you to go home and rest and drink water and eat your village food. Sometimes all these imported names of typhoid and malaria, all these glaucopocus, they are the things that follow Oyibo food. Eat apple and thank your God. Glycopocopus. From where did they come from them? They said there's a bacteria called glycopocus that used to make noise in their head. It's a lie. Now, you see, every time your head make noise, you go to hospital. So noise are temporal. Somebody just say glycopocosis and then do one bad writing and refer you to lab. Look at something they are writing for a divine man who origin is from God. And if the white preachers or pastors and believers are also dying, it's because the fear of death has already overtaken them. That's the what? The fear of death. Don't allow fear of death to make you do something that's wrong. Conquered Etuto. I don't know what is Etuto in English. Boy. I conquered Etuto 18 years ago in Kano. More. One day I woke up in the morning, I just took my armpit, I saw something grow up there. I touched this plant, I saw something grow there. And it was growing there. The Lord told me, I said, if you don't conquer this in early, and then they will come out of your body anytime they want. So I look at the boy and said, you must be stupid. You look at all the bodies you want to go into. It's the body of shepherd of locusts, and that time I was not my kind yet. Shepherd of locusts. You look at, you left all the nonsense body of people who are moving up and down. You came to my body. I will teach you a lesson. Then I need to lead morning prayer. After I prayed like about 2 hours or 3, I laid my hand in that place and said, the God that called me curse you. I said, the God that called me. I said, the God that called me curse you continuously. And then I forgot that I was praying. That I had to pray like 6 hours from 9 to 3. And then I went. I didn't remember it again until he died. And then after some months, the boy appeared again. I said, I have killed you before. Am I tired? I said, I kill you. 2 days ago or 3, I was trying to bath. I was trying to wash my armpit. And then I saw 2 boys there. I said, Lele. So that I've only killed since 18 years. I said, Lele, now I killed you when I was this small boy in Canada. It is now. I said, I won't even talk to you. Now I am shepherd of mankind. I was able to kill you when I was shepherd of local sound. It's now mankind. It's not mankind. I'll come and fight you. The next morning I didn't even remember. Since that time I've not remembered except now. Since that time. And it's not there again. How can he be there? Be there where? Any evil that is in your body, go back to center. I say shall go back to sender. I say whatever that come out of your body shall go back to sender. Somebody say go back to sender. Whatever you disallow in your body shall be disallowed in heaven. And I share this covenant with all locusts. You shall not be sick all the days of your life. Somebody say fire. I say you shall not be sick all the days of your. Not one single boy, not typhoid fever, not malaria. Ayaya, 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 yeah. And I am switching over to the lion of vengeance. Sit down. The difference between lamb and lion is what two of them represent. One represents mercy. One represents anger. I say lamb represents mercy. The lion doesn't only represent anger. It represents the end of the devil. I said the lion does not represent only anger. It represents the end of the devil and all evils. I say it represents the end of the devil and all evils. So when you say vengeance, it means every evil has ended. And right now in the name of Jesus, I invoke the spirit of vengeance, and then I ask that spirit to be with you in the name of Jesus. Vengeance does not only mean the end of evil. It means it is a symbol of utmost prosperity. He said, who is this man that is coming from Bosnia? He said he has died